Welcome to another Tip Tuesday. I'm Levi, a customer support technician here at IndySoft. Today I'm going to be going over using the equipment search reports in your alarms module here. So I've already got the alarms module pulled up, but you can launch that here from the 9 dots in the upper right-hand corner, or if you're in the older versions, it'll be embedded in your layout. Awesome. So we've got the alarms manager open here. And then, so I've created this test alarm for us. And what we're going to be going over today is using an equipment search report in here. I've built this alarm test report for us to work with. So if we use this eyeglass here, we can launch the report for us to edit. This is my filter. I've only got 7 gauges in my system, so that's the easiest way for me to return data, but you'll probably use a more robust filter to return your data here. So right now, a lot of the options in the alarm will come from how this report's configured. So over here, we've got the output options, right? And depending on what we select here, will change what we see in the alarm. Right now, I've got Excel email. So if we save and close here, we can see that it's set up for email distribution, right? But if we close out of this, sorry, we got to reopen that report. Wait for that to open. Awesome. Let's say, I wanted to save an Excel file as opposed to send an email. So if I save here, when I reopen the alarm, you'll see now we have different options, right? So right now it's saying that we set the file location for this alarm, in the report settings. So we're just going to go over a couple of those settings here. So I just closed out of that alarm, so any changes we make will kind of be reflected here when we reopen. I'm going to be talking about email. That's probably mostly what we want to do in an alarm anyways, but just so you know, you can use any of these options, and then you'll have different options in the alarm. So down here, we have this settings icon, which will bring up the alarm or the report options here for you. And then specifically, right, since I want to be using an email, I'll go to the email options here. So we've got the email text, right? So this could be anything from, here's our standard, it could be, please return these gauges. This report was generated on, blah, here and there. Another option that we have for using grid data, we can embed that as well in the alarm, so you don't have to open the attachment. It'll just be included in the email. But I want to keep it simple. I just want to send this simple text, right? And they'll just have the attachment here. But we could call this recall report, and then that will be the subject for the email that we send. Here in the output options, there's a few things that we can set. If we only want this to be an email, we can turn off all of these settings here, and we'll only be able to select email. But if we want to have the option for, other output options, what we set here is what we'll see in the output grid here. And then we can also set the Excel format as well. Yep. And then we come back here, right? So you saw I turned off all those settings. Now my only option is Excel email. So I can save and close this. So now here, I'm going to want to open. Yep. And then now on step 3, I now have these email options because I have, saved my report as the output for email. And then what I can do here is this is going to be our sample or our standard, email selection here. I could use, our email recipient builder. I could use groups if I had those. I could use that group email. If I had an email for this company set up, I could send it that way. And then I can also type in a specific email address. But since I put in myself twice, I'll come back here and then I'll finish. And then just as a test, I'll just push this alarm. And then here's what we built, right? It has the date, time, it has the recall report that we set as the subject, and then here's our Excel grid.